Hello guys, this is Paula, and I am here today to let you know that we're going to do an alterated book. So, this is not the book we're going to use. I have the one we're going to use all prepared, okay? But I want to show you how to do it correctly. You know, we've done an altered book before, and everything that could go wrong went wrong. I mean, you know, it ended up so beautiful, but it was lots larger and thicker than it should have been. It should have been down to like 20 or 25 pages. So, I'm going to show you what we need to do. Now, this is Princess Leia, and it's a Star Wars book. Now, I might use it as my next book, but I'll have to do some changing of the cover and so forth. I'll have to cover it up. So what you do when you do an altered book, you want it to be 200 pages or 300 pages at least. Or I don't even see page numbers in here. Oh, there they are on the bottom. So this one is just a tiny bit over. It's like 320. And when it's done, it's going to be down to 20 or 25 pages if you did it correct, okay? I didn't count mine, so I can't tell you that I did it correct. Ha. So, what we're going to start is you go ahead and flip this page. It's kind of a free page, okay? I say you should go ahead and glue. Because of how this black page turns out, see how it's stuck? I would go ahead and glue those two together. Now, when you do, I'm going to show you right now how I do the gluing. And I'm only going to show you on this one, but I'm going to show you all the other steps. I take a glue stick. This is my favorite. The Yoo-hoo or the Yoo-hoo or the whatever you want to call it. And then I just ink it really good. Put the glue on really, really good. Okay? Like really soak it. And then I take my glitter glue or whatever glue you're using and you want to do. You don't have to have anything as strong as Fabri-Tac. So I'm taking glitter glue. And I'm going to go around, because last time, if I can get my glitter glue to work, it's not wanting to come out. Which doesn't surprise me. I worked it to death this morning preparing the other book. The reason I'm not preparing the book in the video that we're using is because it took me a lot of thinking and so forth. But I know things, there we go. I know things that we did in the first one that I don't want to do. And so I do the glue stick, and then I take the glitter glue around the outside, because otherwise your glue stick, it's gonna open up on you. So I do it around the outside and the inside. Now, you don't have to put any in the middle like I just did, but I think, you know, why not make it more durable? Now, because this is glued to the page on the right, I'm going to force it that direction. And you want to make sure you rub it all down really well. You want to check and make sure you don't have anything glued to the next page. No glue going everywhere. And there you have it. Now, I will tell you, as you tear pages out of this, I didn't glue anything until I tore everything first. And I just showed you that because I wanted you to see how we're going to do the gluing. And that's the only one we're going to glue together for now, okay? I'm going to put my glue away so when we need it, it's there. But you get the gist, right? Okay. Now, any opportunity to glue anything that's not out front and is going to be used, the better you glue it, the less nightmare you'll have. You don't need to over glue, by no means. Okay, so we glued these two together, and you can see it's nice and straight. But as the pages start leaving, And I'll show you when I bring the new book in. You'll start seeing some different things. Now, probably if I had done this as I went along, it might have looked different. Let me show you. Now, I'm trying to find that page. You will get like a kind of a wrinkly effect on some of them. And there'll be like little humps of stuff. See how that does? I'm not worried about that. But that's just simply because, you know, it's, I did it all at once, probably. Now, I don't know how it would look, but we're going to try it here and see. So, what you do at the beginning, I went ahead and glued those two together. I don't really count that one. You can count it as number 1 if you want to. So you're going to turn 2 pages, okay? So there are 2 pages that you're going to keep in the book. And then you're in you only do this in the beginning. You turn 2 more pages, okay? That's got some big print, doesn't it? 2 more pages right there. If we have fun doing this one, we'll do this one too. So it's a total of 4 pages that we have flipped to the left. Now, you take out 6. The key numbers to remember is keep 2, tear out 6. Keep 2, tear out 6. Keep 2, tear out 6. Through the whole book. Okay? Now, when you get to the very back, you don't want to tear out this. And you'd be smart to glue that to this, okay? And if you have to glue one more, that's fine too. However you think it's the most secure, all right? But don't leave the back without 3 or 4 pages, okay? 3 or 4 in the front, really 4 in the front, 3 or 4 in the back. All right, so here is where we're at the point that we have turned our 4 pages at the beginning. Now we're going to start tearing. When I tear, I keep my book page straight up, okay? And I take the top corner and I pull it toward me. If it won't do that, you might have to put your finger down here and kind of help it. By doing that, you get less of paper sticking out. Now, do not cut, do not dig into the binding because your book will fall apart. So that was 1. Here is number 2. Here is number 3. Here is number 4. And if you notice, you're not seeing much there. Here is number 5. And here is number 6. All right. Man, this may be a different type of book, but it's holding together. Now we're going to save 2. Because that was super easy to tear. Now we're going to take out 6. Two. 3. See, like right there, we got a little bit of extra. Just leave it. 4. And the further you get in the book, this is number 5, the further you get in the book, the little harder the tearing becomes. And this is number 6. Now we get to turn 2 and keep 2. Okay, we'll do it one more time. Tear 6 out. Whoops, I messed that one up. So when you do this, just go to the bottom and try to keep it where it will go ahead and pull that off. Now, if you wanted to trim, if it was really big and you felt like it was too big, you could try to take a pair of small scissors. Do not get them in the spine. If you can trim off the length of this long one, that's fine. Do not dig them out. Now, see, I just took that one and just kind of trimmed the edge of it. Now, let me see where we were. I think we just saved, okay, there's that, 1, 2. And we just tore one. Okay. Two. Three. Four. Now see, I'm getting really sloppy. You need to pay closer attention. Don't do what I'm doing here, because I just, you know. I think this is number 6. 5 or 6. It doesn't matter. It's close enough. Okay, and then you turn 2. Now, right here is where we're going to stop. But the main thing for you to remember is open it up in the beginning. You say 4. So 2 and 2. Okay, and then you tear out 6, you keep 2, tear out 6, you keep 2. If you do that, you're going to make it all the way to the back of your book, and it's going to be lots thinner than this. So I'm going to put the pages I tore out right inside where I left off. And this book has like a really cool coating on it. It's real thick. Got it at the Dollar Tree. The best place to go for this kind of book that you're going to tear apart, and if you want a specific color or size, is to go to the Dollar Tree. And you can get one. You don't have to worry about tearing up. But remember, when you go to the Dollar Tree, you got to watch the language. Like I've already found in this one, I've already found the big word, and I don't like it. So this is a navy all around, and we're going to cover this, but we're going to do it last, and then we're going to cover the front. Now, right now, I'm thinking I'm going to cover the front with this. Just so you know, this book is going to have multiple designers, or digitals, but it primarily has Elsie Bell book pages. Has Gail, it has some of Rachel's, it has, let's see, Christy Art Design, Artsology. Those are just some of them, and I haven't got it all filled out yet. I got to look some of them up. I can't remember them all. All right, but primarily it is the Poppy kit from Elsie Bell's bookshelf. Okay, and here on the front, and I'm going to leave these like this. You know, I might pull them out and get them out of the way. Let me pull them out and get them out of the way. The ones that are sticking out especially. I put them there so I know when I had picked enough digitals. But what you want to do when you do that is you want to turn them down. So that when you get ready to do them, you have them in the right order. And keep them face down over here. You'll remember what you pick. This is what I do to make sure nothing has the same paper back to back. You know, sometimes it will. But as we're going through here, this is one of the Poppy papers. Isn't that pretty? And that is Gail or Rachel's. I'm not sure which. And here's the Poppy, one of the Poppy pages. So the pages are beautiful, but there's also a lot of journaling pages that go with that kit, and that's why I chose it. This is not a Poppy page, but there's just a few that are not Poppy pages. Just because, you know, I didn't want to just have nothing but the same flowers over and over, right? I wanted to add a little bit of design. And I'm going to leave the ones that are fitted in here fine. Okay, good. All right. So, this is going to be the inside cover. Now, normally, when I do the inside cover, I would, you know, it wouldn't go, your digital's not going to go that far, because this is, let me measure and tell you. This book is, let me see here. The book pages are 9 and an 1/8. So that tells you, and the width with the spine is 6 and an 1/8. So, you know, we got some pages to cover here, but because this is blue, I'm not going to worry about the edges because my digital prints and covers the whole thing. Isn't this beautiful? Now see this firefly right here? If you like bright, you're going to love this book. And it's going to have a lot of journaling in it. If a page doesn't allow for journaling, there'll be a pocket or a tag on that page, okay? Pretty much on all of them. Now this has a big gap here, so I know to drop this down in there, and maybe I can work one side at a time. We'll see if that works. Keep your fingers crossed. I think I'm going to do this one on the right side. And the thing is, see, this isn't going to be beautiful. See how it has a little hump there? You got to let that go. Just got to let it go. That's how an altered book is. So, you know, we can't get all worked up over it because it won't get us anywhere. Now, like I told you, for this, I hate this thing falling over all the time. That's all it does. Let me make sure I'm where you guys can see. I'm going to move those out of my way. Okay. Now, I'm going to be using the glitter glue like I showed you, and the Yoo-hoo, or Oohoo, or whatever you want to call it. Now, in this situation, I don't want to glue onto the paper, so I'm going to glue. Let me pull out something that I can get sticky and it won't affect anything else. Let's do this. Now, I'm going to do the one that fits the very front page first, the side. And I'm not going to... You know, I'm not going to worry about every little thing. I'm going to try my hardest. I say I'm not, but I'm really going to try my hardest. Now, I'm going along the edge, and then I'm going to add some glitter glue. Let me make sure you guys can see. Just knock the crazy glue over. Now, if you don't have enough glitter glue to go around all 4 sides, do it around the outside 3 for sure. Because you'll be coming back and gluing those little edges if you don't. Because they'll gap open over time. How do I know this? Because I had to fix every page before I sold it. Because it just, I hadn't done that. So, all right. So here we go. Whoops. That just come flying out, didn't it? I think it's the next page or 2. Who knows? Okay. So we have this side glued with both glues. I'm going to even it up and make sure it's centered on the paper that I'm, or real closely. Yeah, that's close enough. Now I'm going to put my fingers down in here, or you could use a ruler, which I think would be smart, especially here, so you don't want to cut it. And, you're going to have a little bit of wrinkling of pages that are really thin. That's just kind of expected. But these are our opener book pages. When you see those little wrinkles appear, just try to rub them out. If you want to use your brayer, you can. So see right here, you want to make sure that this is attaching down here real close to the spine. Okay, now I'm going to lay it back over and get my glue stick again. I'm almost out of glue on this one. It took a lot to glue all the pages down. I probably used a whole stick, and I'll probably use another whole stick. I figure 2 sticks for the whole book. We'll see. Now, you want to be careful not to get on the blue, the navy blue portion, if you can avoid it. And now we're going to do a little bit there and then along the edges. You may have to still go, if you don't put the right amount or in the right spot the glue, the glitter glue, then you might have to go back and do a few of the edges. You just have to play it by ear. Okay, now this is supposed to be down in here. Of course, it kind of pulled up a little bit. I'm going to make sure it's pushed down in there, and then I'm just going to hope and pray that it goes in the right spot. Because sometimes they really recommend on doing these, the people that I've watched, that you go the direction the book wants to go. Who knows, you know. Now, I didn't use my ruler this time because this was already down. You just want to make sure. See, I got a little bit of glue right there and there. You thought, be careful, because when you use the glitter glue on the digital paper, it makes it very soft. And you want to rub out these wrinkles that you can. If you got wrinkles, some wrinkles, it's not a big deal. Don't stress out over it. If your page acts like it wants to split a little bit, you got to be careful with the fingernail. Okay, because you could slit it open. But now we've got these two done, and I'm really massaging it. I want it to feel comfortable, those two pages to feel comfortable together. And I think they do. Yeah, pretty, right? I'm loving this book already. Already loving this book. I don't know where this came from. Let me see. It must be over this way somewhere. Some of these stayed in here. So maybe it is this page. Let's see. Oh no, that was the back page. Yay! It was the back page. Okay. Now, here we go. You always want to put your cap back on your glitter glue because it will dry quickly. And if you have a little wipey handy, it won't hurt to wipe the top off. Okay. Now here we have a different dilemma. We have half blue and half white, our creamish color. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to let that bug me or if I want it to actually have some navy on there. I'm thinking I have some navy scraps right next to me. It's a little darker. But I'm just going to see what different ones I have down here, because I saw them earlier today. We don't need it to be, there's another one. We don't need it to be like the exact color, but you know, something that will work. Okay, here is another one, and they can be pieced together. Now that's a slightly different blue, and I think that's the only ones I have next to me here. No, couple more little pieces. So it looks like this one's the winner. This one's probably the closer. So I think we're going to use this on this page since it's one of the front pages, but we can use this if we need it again. Now you're going to need it again. You're going to have several pages that, you know, you want to have the edge be correct. Now I'm going to pull the trimmer up here for this because I want it to be straight, you know. So I say we need three of these cut off, and they need to be about just over a 1/4 inch. So you don't want them to be gigantic. So I'm just doing a little over a 1/4 inch 3 times. Okay. And hope that this will look good. Okay, there we go. Now, we may need to shorten these a little bit. So I'm going to set the trimmer somewhere close by. Good grief. It's not easy, guys. When you got all this garbage going on around you. I actually cleaned up a little bit because it was crazy. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take the straightest edge, not this fuzzy looking edge, and I'm going to go ahead and put it on here. But I want to go down into the spine right here and then bring it over. And we're just going to cover. I'm going to have to get the spine really down. It's not going to cooperate, I'll tell you right now. It does not want to cooperate. But you have to get down into the spine on this part because you'll be able to see it if you don't. So obviously this is part 1. And I'm going to go right into part 2 after this video. For today, I don't know if they'll air the same day. It might be the next day. You'll just have to see. I'm not the person that puts them on the computer anymore. My husband's retired. And he knows how to do it better than me. Okay, now I'm going to get to this corner. And I want to let you know that I'm going to cut this at an angle. Don't freak out. I'm going to cut it the size of the page first, or as close as I can get. Okay? And then I'm going to cut it at an angle. I'm going to cut part of that off. And when you get to the next one, butting up against it, you're going to have to try to figure out what that angle is. Lovely, right? I'm going to get an ink book. I'll get a big one. This is an old diet one. Okay, now I'm going to get this ink book because I'm going to put ink on it first, and then I'm going to put, it's got a little price tag on the back there. I'm going to do it like this, get it really inked up with, I'm going to put a little bit glue down here in this binding area, so when it gets over here, so then I'm going to put a little bit of glitter glue. Now, get anything hanging over the edge. I won't do this probably on every page, just on the front and back pages that are navy, up against the navy. Okay, there we go. If you don't get it perfectly up to the edge, just get it as close as you can. Now, the thing you want to hang on to in this case is that spine. And while you're doing that, you can be rubbing this down. Okay? And on this end piece, I can already tell you that we're not sticking real well, so I'm going to re-glue it. Or maybe that was the next page and I just didn't realize it. It was. So it's adhering all the way down really nicely. You want to make sure you're not hanging over here for the left page, because that would look, you know, not as good. I'm going to move some of this stuff around. Everything's backwards for me, or at least I feel like it is. Okay, where were we? Back over here. Okay, so this is down in the spine nicely. So I'm going to flip the book around and do the other side with the spine. We're going to basically do it the same way and go from there. Let's see, that will go. I'm trying to see, they're both going to, one of them, we're going to have to cut more for one of them, either way we go. Okay, so here is, trying to look and see which side would do the best. I think this one. So you're going to go down into the spine and get your sizing first. Hanging on is the key, Paula. Ooh. That wants to go straight down for some reason. Okay. Gonna cut straight right there. Now, gonna angle this. Make sure you're cutting it the right direction. You know, when you angle it, because that wouldn't be cool, right? Here we go. Let's make sure we've got this correct. Now, this is going to be the side that goes down into your spine right here. So let's go ahead and get this get some good glue on it. And I'm going to take the glitter glue and I'm going to move this so you can see. I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here where it's going to have to go down. Try not to get it all over the blue if I can keep from it. And now we're going to actually put it on this as well. We don't have to do this for every page. Just heads up here. Just for this page. These front and back pages. Where the blue changes to white. Or cream. Or whatever you want to call it. Getting this all over me. Okay, there we go. Let's keep our finger on that. Go over here. Go down. Perfect. It's not perfectly easy, I'll tell you that. You get glue all over you. Okay, what happened to my pen? Oh, Paula. I bet it's under the sewing machine. Maybe not. It was on that side because I saw it over there. But where is it now? No telling. There it is. Keeping up with the little red tip pen. Yeah, that's a barrel of laughs. Okay, so this one's in nicely too. So now we just need to cover these. And what I suggest to you on that is we're going to do it the same way down on each side. So here, we're lucky because we can actually see where to cut it, right? And you're probably thinking, why did you do that? Well, it will help with bulkiness. So I just decided to make it have a neater look. Okay? And you just line it up here and just get under it and cut it the best you can. Okay? It may not be perfect, but just the best you can. Okay, now we'll see if it's going to be perfect. See, it's not perfect. By no means. Neither one of them are, actually. That is so strange. I really cut that at the wrong angle. So, let's see. Plus, this is longer than it should be. So, I guess we're going to go ahead and just put it over. I could have just lapped them over and been done with it. But, you know, I tried to make it look better. Let's see. I'm going to try one more thing. I hope you guys can see. This book is kind of big and cumbersome. I'll get it out in a minute. Okay, here we go. It's at a really different angle. See, right here. The problem is you can't get your whole page on here. But I bet you don't need the whole thing. What do you bet? I bet we don't need the whole thing. If that were true, it'd be great. But I'm not taking a chance. So here we go. We're just going to cut it straight. and put it down. We got spent enough time on that. I'm sure you guys agree. It's not like I have a tool to do that. I probably do somewhere in my room. I kid you not. There's things in here I don't even know I have. I hope your families are staying safe, guys. I hope you are safe and being smart and staying in. Keep your children in a safe area. I heard today that there was a doctor. I saw her interviewed today, and she got the virus after so long, but when she found out about it and she found out what she was going to have to do at the hospital and everything, she went and took her children to her mother and dad's house. And then she went to work. She's a doctor, a ER doctor. And she said she has not seen her children in 3 weeks, which I hate for that, but you know, it's necessary. She said she did get the virus. She's at home recovering from it now, and she didn't have a bad case. She's going to be fine, and she goes back to work in 3 days. Isn't that amazing? But it's sad that, you know, she hasn't seen her children. But I've been watching a lot of just fun clips that are probably on Facebook where, like, there was a little old lady that had her birthday. She's out on the front porch with her walker, and all of her kids are in 3 separate cars, and they're all hanging out the windows. One of them had a top that was down, and they were separated too, like they were 6 foot apart, and they were just singing happy birthday. They made a sign, you know, that said happy birthday. I just thought it was precious. It brought tears to my eyes. Of course, it doesn't take a lot if you ask my kids to do that. Okay, I'm going to cut one more strip, the right size here, and I'm just going to manually do it. How long does it need to be? Right there. I put my scissors in one place, and then they end up clear across the desk. I hope this paper lays down okay with this like this, but we'll see. See, we want to make sure that is butted up nicely. It's just tiny bit short, but no deal, no big deal. It will be fine. When it's all glued down, and you won't even notice it. Unless someone points it out to you. Or unless you point it out to someone, I mean. Paula. Okay, here we go. We want to bud this up real close to this one. It doesn't matter if it's a little wider. And then we're going to take this one all the way to the end as far as we can. And I take this, my fingers will get glue on them, so I kind of am trying to get the glue off gently so we don't have an issue. Now, make sure your pages are separate. Make sure your paper is not hanging over too much. Like this one, there's a tiny bit hanging over right there. So I'm going to get it. You can't see it because it's off to the side. Okay, now we're going to go in and put that paper in that goes in this portion. I'm going to move this. Oh my word. Like, see, now this doesn't want to go in, and I just used it. Finally. I'm using it a lot, so it's kind of going a little crazy, I think, because of that. All right. Let me move some of this stuff out of my way so we can have somewhere to work. I'm going to move this somewhere. Having all this card stuff and all of that is like making it really difficult to have all my stuff where I can reach it. And it looks like it's a little bit of white out there, so what I'm going to do is trim that little bit of white off. Wait a minute, make sure it's not the second page. It was, so I'm glad I didn't do that. All right, now I can see one little spot in this corner, so I'm taking my navy and I'm just gonna, and it worked. It worked. All right. Hold on just a minute. I got to get something. I got it. I left something important in the other room. All right. Here we go. So now we're going to put our next sheet, which is this one. You always want to make sure you have your sheet in the upright position because it could not be good if you didn't. So let's do it like this. I think my animals are trying to get in here. Let's see. Much better. We want to make sure our book is in the upright position too. Okay, so we're going to do this the same way we did it the last time. We're going to like glue this. Whoops. I say we are. Glue this side down. I'm almost out of glue, but I'm going to the bitter end. Yeah, we're at the bitter end. All right, now we'll open a new one. Who doesn't like opening a new glue, right? Oh, and it's white this time. It's always a surprise. Okay, I like it when it's blue because you can see better where you've put it. But sometimes they're white. I mean, I'm sure there's a difference. Probably I ordered it one time and my husband ordered it another time, maybe. So now I'm going to put glue all the way around, Fabri-Tac glue. Okay. Put it in the spine area. That's how we're going to get it to hold down while we do the other side. All right. Here we go. All right. If you want to put a little bit here and there, you can. Now, this is going to go onto the left side first. Man, after these 2 pages, it won't be this complicated, I promise you. Let me get my ruler again. Okay, so here we go. If I can get it to go down without being a troublemaker. I just want them to be kind of even, you know. Okay, there we go. Getting my ruler, because it will look better if you can get it down into the spine. Be careful with your ruler not to tear. You push too hard down in there. You want to make sure. See how easy or how good that looks now that we've done it. I just squeezed out some glue down here on this little corner. That turned out pretty good. If you didn't know it and you didn't see the seams, you wouldn't know that this side or the right side wasn't just like the left side, right? Okay, now we're going to do the same thing as quickly as we can. We're going to do as much as we can in an hour. Now we're going to fill this book full of pages, and then we'll come back and design ephemera. Now, this kit does come with ephemera also, and I'm not trying to get any points for showing Elsie Bell's digital. I do not even know her, so that works out pretty good. Okay, now, it kind of pulled up out of the spine, and that's okay because it's still wet enough. Come out of here. This is coming out slower than I like. I'm getting real close to finally using a bottle. Do you know, I've had this bottle forever, and I bought 2 more bottles before winter of the glitter glue because, you know, if the temperature gets too low in the winter, they don't ship it. So after we all got attached to the glitter glue, yeah, we've been trying to make sure we have it in our stash. Now, I'm going to put this ruler down again so that it doesn't pull up. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now, I think that part is finally going to adhere. But see, we have wrinkles, which sometimes you just can't help it. You're going to get them. See, and it's right in the middle, of course. Should have grabbed hold of it earlier than I did. I'm going to close this and make sure it's bent in there nicely. Yep. We'll go back and see how the first one looks in just a second. Okay, let's go back and look and see if it looks good. It's holding up. All right. That is cool. And see, the firefly is flying in the right direction. There's one down here too. I just love this image. That's why it got front. It got the front inside. I thought about also, you guys tell me what you think in the comments. I thought about doing this center part on the front cover, but then it would be on the first inside and outside. And so I decided on this one. You tell me if you think it needs be one of the poppy pictures or one of a mixed floral, because we kind of do. We'll eventually have some mixed floral in here. Okay, so we're moving right along. I hope that stays where it's supposed to as we work on this first page. I wonder what happened to my page that goes there. It must be over here. Give me just a second. Tear this off. Gonna have to make sure we don't rip off digitals, the tops of the pages, because it won't look too hot. This whole putting the glue lid on drives me crazy. Are you guys the same way? Do you feel the same way about it? It drives me nuts. Nuts. Okay, now let me find my page. And here we go. Oh, there it is. So, let me see. This is this is one of the first poppy pages. Now, as you can see, we're going to have white around the outside of some things. Now, my deal is, do we worry about it? Do we not worry about it? I didn't want it on the entry pages like that, but you saw how long it took to do that page. So I'm thinking if we just, you know, make sure we don't have any lettering or anything like that, I think it'll look fine, don't you? So I'm going to cut this one because of that. I'm going to cut this one right down the middle because it's, let me see if I folded it. Nope. I want to make sure I'm getting right on that line for the center. I want it to be, if we're going to do it like that, I want it to be perfect. If we decide we don't like it like that, we can always come back and add something around the outside if we think that that will make a difference. Let's see. Now if I can find where the fold was. I think that's it. That's pretty scary, Paula. Where's it at? There it is. You can't really see it when it gets really close to you. You just have to hope it's the fold. Okay, right there, I think, is what we're looking for. Keep your fingers crossed. Wait a minute, it's not straight. That's stressful. And they have a little bit of ink down the middle, and so I'm thinking I might not like that. This one doesn't have any on it. Let's see. This is this side. Now there is a little gray there, but it's not even noticeable. So what I'm thinking is, rather than putting, I need to change my blade. I'll tell you right now. I'm going to do it while I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking that if we do it in the center, we don't have to go down into the binding that much, but go to the edge over here. What do you guys think? I think that's how we need to do it. I really do, because last time it was a battle working down in the inside of the binding. And so instead of doing that, I'm thinking that we can, I'm going to straighten the edges on these, because my little trimmer, the blade, has been barking at me, and I'm too cheap when I'm not doing anything of importance. But this is important, so it's getting a fresh, sharp cut. This side needs it too. Might as well do it while I'm here. I have already folded most of these because I had a different plan in mind. But after doing that first one, I'm just like, ooh, that's a lot of work putting that trim around there. There's lots of ways to do it. I mean, we could do it on the outside. I tell you the way it would be the best. You guys are going to roll your eyes at me. Would be to paint it. I'm thinking you can get the exact color by doing that. Now, we did get the exact color here too, but if you notice, I'm not inking either. Now, we may ink some of our embellishments, but that's a lot of inking. I think it looks just fine. Let me see how much time we have. We don't have time for me to pull out the paints right now. So let's kind of go to the back and work. I think I'm going to paint them ahead of time, and I'll show you an example in the other book of how I did it in the next video, okay? So everybody knows. But see, I still have this one that I don't have to do anything to right here, so we can go ahead and get, let me make sure. Okay, I got the paper upside down. Want to make sure it's in the right direction. If your fireflies are not, it's going to look a little funky. So we're going to do this one first. And what we're going to do is, just like we did the other one, we're going to slide it down into the spine area. Then we're going to go like this. Now this side is going to be straight. That's awesome. Okay, let's do the glue first. Because this one has to be done regardless. We can finish this and then we'll do the next video. So, I am going to do another video today. They won't be aired on the same day, but I'm going to air them back to back. So, now I won't do all of them that way because we're still doing the tag series. And I have some other things I'm working on as well. So I have another book I'm working on too. It's not an altered book. But now I put that glue there, or I put that paper there and glued there and got That was not smart, right? Okay, we'll let that dry while I put on the glitter glue. Because we got to have it on here too. Wow, that just poured out of there. Did you see that? Maybe I squeezed it harder than I realized. Don't want that oozing out. Okay. Here we go. So like I said earlier, I hope you all are doing well and staying safe and being smart. You know, I kind of feel like a lot of what I've heard on TV, I agree with. You know, if you get infected, someone in your family can be affected as well. So, or anyone you come in contact with. So it's just better to stay home, help out the law enforcement and so forth. Do what we can to make it easier for the people that are working night and day, you know. It's hard. Okay, so we're going to put this down in the spine. Now I'm going to bring it over. I think I'm out of the space right now. Now, we've got that down in there, and I'm going to put that right there for now. Not pushing down with this ruler, just so you know. I just kind of have it there so the paper can't rise up. Because when this paper gets wet, it don't take much to tear it apart. You actually got to be careful doing what I'm doing right now because... But see how much easier it is? And I think if we paint, if I have this color paint especially, and we paint all of it on the inside that color, which is going to take me a while. So it may be, I may not be able to do 2 videos back to back. We'll see. Okay, so we're going to turn this around. And it doesn't matter that it's upside down now. We're going to bring this back like this. Use the glue stick. Let me get around. I have to remember this takes up the whole table. If I get out of frame a little bit, guys, I'm so sorry. It's really hard to keep everything in frame when you're working in a small space, and I think most of us knows what it's like to work in a small space. Okay, now here we go. Okay, so now we want to lay this down. Okay, can you guys see? Start pushing out from the middle, and that's still really easy to get a wrinkled area. So if you push from the middle, hold on to the paper close to your spine and try to get that to glue right there. Don't rub too hard on the spine. I really am pleased with the way that these inside of these books have turned out. This book has turned out. I mean, it surprises me that I didn't have any more issues than that. So that's the back, and it's upside down. So let's go and turn it back right side up. That is one of the most critical things to me, is making sure it's in the right side, in the right direction, because I have done it before where it's not. Then you feel like you've done all that work and you screwed it up with one page. So we'll go to the front here. I like to kind of make sure it's all glued down really good. So here's the front. Looks really good. It's all stuck down really good. And I think it's because this time we used glue stick and glitter glue. Last time these edges were just popping up everywhere. Here's page 2 and 4. Or no, this is page 3 and 4. And this is this page, but we're going to have to paint first, so we're not going to worry about that right now. Yeah, so I'm going to put this back over with this other paper in order so I can know exactly what's next. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So we've got that done in our book and we're good to go. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you are going to like this project. I'm going to show you a couple things. I'm going to see if I can find the, here it is. Here are some of the ephemera. This is some little envelopes. I think they're adorable. And that's turned upside down. I think I printed each of these twice. These are precious too. Look at those. These will make great side tucks. This will make a great journaling card. And who knows what we'll do with that. We'll fussy cut them. So there's 2 of those. These have butterflies on them. I hope she has some butterflies in here. If not, I know I have blue ones somewhere. Here is a pocket. It says Blue Poppy Morning. That's cute. Some tags. Here are some small tags, and you could use this in more than one way. This could be used as 1 piece or 4 pieces. I'll just have to use one way and one the other way. And this says happiness, which might be cute on the front of the book. I may put it on some foam and put it on the front of the book and give it some dimension. Let's see how that looks on that paper. Let me grab the paper. Just a minute. Working on the paper. Well, it's not there. Yeah, it is. Right there it is. So see, we could put that on there and we can use some white ink to ink around it or black. And then it would stand out pretty good. Yeah, that's a good idea, Paula. Pat yourself on the back. I love these flowers too. I like how they incorporated the doily. So, yeah, we could incorporate doily somewhere else, which would be fun. These are 2 like little coin pockets. This is the same thing behind it. So that's the ephemera, but we will have more because I want to make sure we have plenty of tags and journaling cards and we can make stuff. I really need to make some, you know, the pocket things we made yesterday. These, I need to make a couple to go in this book because they would really work in this book, right? I don't think we did any blue ones. Let me look. No. Which means I'm going to have to make some blue ones. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. See you in the next video. Enjoy your day. Stay safe. Thank you to new subscribers for joining us. And thank you to all my current subscribers. I appreciate you guys so much. All right, see you next time. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Bye.